Here, in this debate, we will be discussing government intervention versus free market solutions. I, the moderator, will be asking two questions to Adam Smith and Milton Friedman. Firstly, do you believe government intervention or free market solutions are better for the economy? I believe that self-interest in a free market system could lead to public good through the invisible hand. When individuals act based on their own needs and desires, they unintentionally contribute to economic efficiency and growth, benefiting society as a whole. I view the free market as the most efficient mechanism to allocate resources, set prices, and encourage innovation and competition. However, I believe that some government intervention is needed, like providing public goods, maintaining justice and rule of law, regulating monopolies, and ensuring fairness. I favor free market solutions as the primary means for economic prosperity, but I recognize that government intervention was necessary in certain situations to maintain justice, providing public goods, and regulating monopolies. As I have consistently argued throughout my career, the free market is the most efficient mechanism for allocating resources, fostering innovation, and promoting individual freedom. In my book, Capitalism and Freedom, I stated the great danger to the consumer is the monopoly, whether private or governmental. This reflects my belief that both private and government monopolies can stifle competition and harm consumers. I have also emphasized that economic freedom is an indispensable means toward the achievement of political freedom. I have argued that government intervention often leads to inefficiency and unintended consequences, whereas free markets allow individuals to make choices without a debate. Okay, thank you very much, Adam Smith and Milton Friedman, for your answers. However, I have a second question to ask you both. How do you view the role of government in regulating markets to ensure fairness and prevent abuses while still promoting economic growth? I have long maintained that the pursuit of self-interest within the bounds of justice leads individuals to promote the public good more effectively than when they consciously intend to do so. This principle is encapsulated in my concept of the invisible hand, which suggests that individuals acting in their own interest unintentionally contribute to the economic well-being of society. However, I also recognize that this natural order requires certain safeguards. Governments should intervene to uphold justices and prevent actions that would harm society. This includes enforcing laws against fraud, theft, and violence, as well as ensuring the protection of property rights. Such measures are essential to maintain the trust and cooperation necessary for a flourishing market economy. I believe that the primary role of government is to protect individual freedoms, which include enforcing the rule of law, protecting property rights, and ensuring that contracts are honored. Beyond these fundamental functions, government intervention in the market should be minimal. Market forces driven by individuals acting in their own self-interest are the most effective means of promoting economic growth and ensuring fairness. When governments impose regulations, they often create unintended consequences that can distort the market and hinder economic progress. For instance, regulations intended to protect consumers can sometimes reduce competition and limit choices, ultimately harming those that they aim to protect. Okay, thank you to you both for answering the two following questions. Now you will both have time to begin the rebuttal. Adam Smith, you will go first. Since Friedman's position is minimal government and that free markets solve most problems, I do not advocate for a completely hands-off government. In The Wealth of Nations, he clearly supports state roles in education, justice, and infrastructure. I have warned against the dangers of monopolies and collusion, forms of market failures that require intervention. Friedman's strict laissez-faire approach overlooks these realities that I acknowledge myself. Okay, thank you, Adam Smith. Now, Friedman, it will be your turn to begin your rebuttal. My rebuttal is simple. How could Adam Smith not want a completely hands-off government when the government misallocates everyone's money, does not grant economic freedom, and does not grant fair opportunities to everyone? I believe that the government should be hands-off because free market allocate resources more efficiently and protect individual freedoms better than state control. I argued that government intervention creates more harm than good by distorting incentives and reducing personal responsibility. Thank you to both economists for a well-spoken debate.